Hello, my name is Jesicca Joseph. I born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. My background is in nutritional sciences. I studied at Howard University. I've always been passionate about nutrition, food education, and food access, specifically in low income communities, and how it impacts people intergenerationally. I am currently a community health worker with BCCC, and I'm working specifically within the diabetes wellness program where I connect clients and residents of the community with access to social services and any clinical services that they might need support with, just to make sure that we're addressing those social determinants of health.
How did you get involved with the DWP?
So, within my background, like I said, I was in nutritional sciences, and I previously worked at a nonprofit in Bed-Stuy, where I was working on a farm share program, or pretty much food access in Central Brooklyn. So specifically Bed-Stuy, Crown Heights. So I was already introduced to food systems. I got really interested in food access. I've always been, on the nutrition education side of things, teaching people how to eat healthy or working with people, but never really addressing the systemic barriers that limit people's, abilities to eat healthy or have access to healthy foods. And so in my previous role, we started to, dive deeper into food systems and food access in Central Brooklyn. And with that, I was able to, create or build great experience, get a better understanding of the systemic barriers and issues that people within the community face. And so when I first learned about BCCC during the pandemic. I had some clients that I was working with that I would refer to BCCC, clients in Brownsville that needed food access. And so I was already familiar with their work, their mission, and I felt that it was in alignment with a lot of the work that I wanted to do. So when the community health worker position became available, I was like, it's in alignment with the work that I want to do. It's in alignment with the work that I have been doing. It primarily serves Brownsville and East New York residents. I was born in Brownsville. I live in East New York. So it kind of, was without a doubt something that I wanted to pursue. And I've been really enjoying working hands-on with the community.
What is a pivotal moment that led you to pursue a career in your field?
For me, I decided to pursue a career in nutritional sciences because both of my parents are diabetic. And knowing that, both of them are diabetic, I had a higher chance of, diabetes onset. So I always felt like if I don't get anything from my degree, I'll be able to save my parents. That was really what propelled me. But also with me, I had struggled with weight growing up. And so I became very interested in childhood obesity, nutrition education, and pretty much kind of stopping it in its tracks. I always say it's easier to teach a child than to, teach an adult, though I work with both age groups. But I think what the moving force for me was definitely both of my parents being diabetic and knowing that, just because they are diabetic, it doesn't necessarily mean that I have to develop diabetes. There are a lot of, outside of genetics, there are a lot of behavioral modifications that we can do. And so I just really became fascinated with nutrition, eating habits, whether it's on a cultural level, the way we eat, why we eat the way we eat, and how we can adjust that. It's one thing to a lot of people will say, "Oh well, my family had or my aunts have this, this runs down my family, so it's inevitable for me to get it," which is not necessarily true. Genetics are, just a small portion of, the physiological, or not to get too scientific, but your genes play a small role. And so I didn't want to let that kind of prevent me from working on, preventing and, having a better quality of life, because I do see what my parents go through and what they deal with being diabetic. So wanted to make sure that I stop it or prevent it as much as possible.
It's your last day on Earth. How are you spending those last 24 hours?
I actually just spoke to one of my friends um, about this question. If it is my last day on Earth, definitely eating all of the food that I want to eat, spending some time with loved ones, going for a swim. I love the water, anything water related, listening to my favorite music. Yeah, I think right now that's what I'm coming up with. Definitely something water related because I absolutely love it. Eating as much as I can, all of my favorite foods, spending time with my family, might like cry a little bit, laugh. But yeah, those are pretty much I'd spend my last 24 hours on Earth.
What is one piece of advice that you would give to somebody that is starting off on the same career path as you?
So I will say personally, so if you can, just on a professional note, if you can pursue your RD, becoming a registered dietitian, I think that would definitely open up a lot of more career pathways for you. You can definitely get into like higher management positions. Going into undergrad, I wanted to be a dentist, and so decided to pursue the nutrition major without like the registered dietitian track. But I would definitely recommend that continuing education, always continue to learn. The nutritional sciences field is, con- constantly growing. There's, an influx of information. There's a lot of research being done. And so always continue to learn. If you want to get, certifications, I would recommend that. But the field, there's a lot of value in it on a micro level and on a macro level. So always continue to educate yourself, especially because nutritional sciences has become like trendy. It can be very difficult to distinguish between fact and fiction, especially with the presence of social media. And so always make sure that you're doing your due diligence and researching to make sure that you're, you know, knowledgeable and competent in your skill set.
What do you enjoy most about working with the DWP and the Brownsville community?
Yes, so I absolutely have been loving working with the DWP team. I feel extremely supported to pursue both professional and personal goals. The team has been amazing in helping me grow. I enjoy working with the community. And so in my previous role, I was working primarily on like higher scale, working more so with administration, but I know that I wanted to be within the community, interacting with the members that I would be directly impacting. And so that has been very noteworthy for me as far as like anything that just came up yesterday. One of my clients, I was speaking to her and she expressed that she's interested in going back to school. And so in my role, I've been helping her, reach out to cosmetology schools. And we scheduled a tour of a beauty school for her this upcoming week. And moments like that, we work in food access, but on a bigger scale. When you're addressing food systems, you have to, as I mentioned, address social determinants of health. And that can be economic health, mobility, micro mobility, being able to go places, having access to transportation or having doctor's appointments. When we look at the person, it's not just working within food, it's being able to like cover all aspects of their wellness. So yesterday that was really good just to, be able to help her, pursue her professional goals and go to beauty school. And so I really enjoyed that. Any opportunity to help people grow and develop, professionally, financially, we'll take that. I'll be happy that I'm able to impact them in that way. Also, shout out to Kiasa, my entire team. There's not one single person that I want to single out because they all have really helped me. Kiasa has been absolutely amazing. Greg has been outstanding, and Tamer has really helped guide me throughout these past few months. And so I really just enjoy being a part of this team and utilizing my skills and my background to contribute to the greater good of the community.
Everyone has a handful of hidden talents. What are yours?
So as I mentioned, I used to, or I still sort of kind of want to be a dentist. And so my high school, I went to a vocational school and I used to make dentures. So I made dentures, crowns, inlay and onlay, inlay and onlay. So I enjoy that. Also similar to making like dentures, I make soap. I really enjoy making soap. It's similar in the like science is a combination of science and art and carving and all of that. So I would say dentures, soap, and soap making. Those are some of my random talents. Hey, this is Jesicca Joseph, a community health worker with the Diabetes Wellness Program. Thank you for checking out my conversation with the BCCC.